Hey coin collectors and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel, and look at this big one down at the bottom here. You can see on the top we have the William Shakespeare 2 pound coin from 2016, and of course it has Queen Elizabeth II on the front wearing the George IV state diadem or crown. And then this one below it is just a strange one. So we see that it is the second portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. On the left over here, we see that it says DG Reg, or by the grace of God, Queen, way over here to the left here. We see that on this side it says Elizabeth II. We see that it has this kind of graying on here, and that's what happens when it's in a package. So this has been a packaged coin, and this actually is a coin from the 1972 year set. The Arnold Machen first portrait wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara. We see it has this beaded outer rim here. And see the kind of filmy stuff that gets on there? That's from the plastic packaging that it gets put in if you buy a proof set. Now, any guesses as to the value of this? It looks big, right? It is big. It's compared to like a Kennedy $50. It's huge. It is looks like the size of a crown, but it turns out it's not the size of a crown. I mean, it is the size of a crown, but it's not a crown. It is, all right, drum roll, 25 new pence. We see that it has this really finely rimmed outer rim here. And then when we flip it over, and you'll see why I wanted to bring this in today, it's the Elizabeth and Philip. It says 20th November 1947 to 1972. It's the 25th wedding anniversary. Now they put this out in 1972 in a couple different modes, and this is the copper nickel one. So how can I tell it's the copper nickel one? Well, one of the ways you can often tell what kind of coin you have is you put it on a scale. And so I did bring a scale. And I'm going to put this on the scale, turn the scale on. And we know this coin came out in silver and in a copper nickel variety, and this is 28.24 grams. And so 28.24, so then we look it up in Numista or one of the other sites, one of the British coin sites, and we see that the coin in copper nickel was 28.28 grams. So we're right on there, 28.24. So then we look up the silver version to see how much the silver version weighed. And the silver version is going to be really expensive, right? It's 0.925% silver. Well, we look up the silver version, and that also weighed 28.28 grams. So we can't tell whether it's silver or copper nickel by the actual weight. And look at the back of there. It's just beautiful. So what is this here? Well, it's a crowned EP, Elizabeth and Philip. We have these like little curly cues there. Of course, this is the date of their marriage, the 20th November 1947. Prince Philip just died this year. And so they were married a long, long time. So if this is the 25th, that means that 1997 was the 50th. And so they were married over 70 years. That's a long, long time. And if we look way in the center, this is the fun part here. There is a cherub right here in the center with an arrow and a bow, this winged cherub. Can you see that right there? That's pretty cool, standing on kind of one of the leaves. And if we look at the crown, we can see that it's pretty finely, it's some good definition there. Okay, so they put this out as a commemorative version, but it's kind of interesting how they did it, because they put, for the copper nickel version, they actually did 7.5 million that went out to banks, post offices. It's called an ordinary business strike. That's not this one, but there is one out there called the ordinary business strike. It's worth about $3 US. They made 7.5 million of them. It wasn't for general circulation. It was a 25 new pence coin, but it was circulated almost everywhere, 7.5 million. This one here actually came from a set, a brilliant uncirculated kind of proof set, where they made 150,000 of them. So this particular one, we know it's copper nickel because we took it out of the set. However, if you think you might have a silver one, the chances are you don't, because the silver proofs came in their own little case. And nobody will take them out of their cases because the case is half the value, to be honest. So Arnold Machen did the front and the back of these. The silver proof version, they made $100,000 of those, and it's worth $24 just in silver alone. The copper nickel version, which we have here, is worth about $6 because they're hard to find. And maybe with Philip's death, they will become a little bit more valuable. All right, well, that's all we have today from DC Coinwell International Coin Channel. We'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.